Hi friends, even as the Zomato case goes into the cold storage because the complainant and now the accused in the case, Hitesha Chandrani, has gone missing and she's not coming forward to help in with the police investigation, there are reports of just how common and rampant are the unfair trade practices and insecurity of work at platforms like Zomato. The Zomato delivery boy Kamaraj has been lucky to receive support from the general public and rightly so a fair chance to defend himself, but others like him continue to suffer. Let me begin this story with a case study reported in a column in the Indian Express by a doctoral researcher at University of Sussex named Kaveri Medappa, who has been studying the work-life conditions of platform-based drivers and delivery workers in Bangalore. The story dates back to September 2019. She says one evening, a delivery partner of a popular food app saw a message on his smartphone when he entered his partner login ID. The message read, "User not authorized." His ID had been suspended by the company and he could no longer use the application to work as a delivery partner in Bangalore. The app did not even justify the suspension. Later, he found out that IDs of several other partners like him had been similarly suspended by the app. Later, they took part in a citywide protest challenging the app's decision to slash their monetary incentives. When media inquired about this, the platform admitted to suspending the accounts of many of its delivery boys, whom they call partners. Unfortunately, with the digital labor platforms lacking the systemic safeguards for partners to contest or dispute such decisions, many workers had to simply accept their suspensions. During the course of Kaveri's field research in Bangalore, she also found that unilaterally suspending IDs was a common tool which platforms like Zomato, Swiggy, Ola, and Uber deploy to discipline and punish their delivery boys and drivers. Now, recently, as you know, the Zomato delivery partner Kamaraj was suspended and arrested by the police for allegedly assaulting Hitesha Chandrani, an Instagram blogger. But unlike many others, Kamaraj was given a fair chance to share his side of the story. Noticing the media attention in this case, Zomato agreed to pay for Kamaraj's legal expenses and also compensated him for all the lost earnings during his suspension time. But Kaveri says others are not so lucky. Worryingly for Zomato and other app-based businesses in India, this particular case has once again exposed some of the most disturbing and unfair trade practices adopted by these apps in India. Platforms like Zomato, Swiggy, Ola, and Uber identify themselves as marketplaces or technology platforms, while labeling workers as partners or self-employed persons. Do you know why they call them partners? Because this term allows them to evade legal frameworks which ensure labor safeguards and state regulated rates for services. And more importantly, calling them partners also allows them to transfer the cost of owning and maintaining assets like cars and motorbikes onto the drivers. However, far from being facilitators of work, these app-based businesses control all the aspects of a partner's work and impose numerous conditions which directly affect their earning capacity. Some of these conditions are measured in terms of performance matrix such as order acceptance rate, cancellation rate, and customer ratings. For instance, Zomato currently classifies its partners into blue, bronze, silver, and diamond categories based on the performance of its delivery boys. Each of these badges come with certain perks. Did you know that a diamond badge holder is assured 50% more work allocation than other delivery boys? And priority support from Zomato's call center in case of any problems. Customer ratings is a key measure to decide a worker's badge. One of Kaveri's research participants was recently downgraded based on bad ratings from a customer. And you will be shocked to know why he was rated low. The customer had asked him to buy alcohol, which the delivery boy refused to do. The customer rated him low and then did not even review it, even when it was requested. And guess what? A research in December 2020 had revealed that apps like Zomato and Swiggy had the worst working conditions for its partners. The report by Fair Work India evaluated conditions on digital platforms and scored them based on 5 basic principles of fair pay, fair conditions, fair contracts, fair management, and fair representation. This research showed that the worst working conditions were recorded in Swiggy, Zomato, and Uber. All three managed to score just 1 out of 10. As soon as the report was made public, Zomato founder Dipinder Goyal was quick to take full responsibility for the abysmal scores by tweeting the following. Zomato ranked at the bottom of 2020 Fair Work India scores. We knew we had things to work on, but we didn't know that there is so much room for improvement. all of us here take full responsibility for the abysmal scores in this area, and we will leave no stone unturned to perform better in these rankings next year. But it is already next year, and far from bringing any positive transformations to its working conditions, these technology platforms use unrestricted power on its partners. Their decisions are one sided and everything is done digitally, often leaving the delivery boys and drivers with almost no human contact to put forth their grievances and disputes. Of course, while the Zomato delivery boy Kamaraj has received support and sympathy from the general public, the others continue to suffer unfair trade practices. The recent ILO report on digital platforms clearly spells out the long working hours that platform workers from countries like India put in, together with the complete lack of grievance and dispute resolution mechanisms available to these workers. The Code of Social Security, passed in India last year, creates the possibility for the platform workers to be eligible for certain social security benefits, which is welcome. However, there is an equally urgent need for the governments to evolve regulatory frameworks which uphold the rights of these workers to collectively bargain, create clear and effective mechanisms for resolving disputes and grievances, and also to make these online platforms more accountable for its workers' income, security, and ensure access to their data. This is the least that can be done to better the lives of India's poor delivery boys and drivers who put in long working hours and are always at the risk of losing it all based on the rants and ratings of just one customer. If not, there will be more stories like Kamraj, for whom all it took to lose his job, freedom, dignity, and livelihood was one accusation by an irate customer who demanded free food or alleged abuse. This is because she knew how much support she would get from the app and from the people. After all, she's an influencer, while Kamraj is just a mere delivery boy who had no access to any such platform. But all hell broke loose when Kamraj finally opened his mouth, and as it appears, Kamraj's story seems to have not only called off Hitesha's bluff, but once again highlighted the plight of those who work with modern technology apps like Zomato. And friends, we all have a role to play here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but as always, thank you so much for watching.